So Ken Klippenstein tweets out, Admiral James Stavridis tells MSNBC why he thinks U.S. military aid to Ukraine is a good deal, explaining all the money is paid to U.S. defense contractors. That's not a check we're handing Zelensky. Joe Scarborough replies, it's helped U.S. businesses. That's right.
To Donald Trump about the money we could spend on Ukraine. We're talking $40 billion a year, which is about 5% of the U.S. defense budget. Our defense budget, $800 billion, $40 billion, about 5%. For that amount of money, we are breaking the phalanx of Russia's military. Those are the best dollars we have ever spent in defense. And point two, all that money, that $40 billion a year, that's not a check we're handing Zelensky. All that money is paid to U.S. defense contractors, making our defense industrial base stronger. Russia gets weaker. To Joe's point, final thought, the Russians today are spending 35% of their GDP on defense. That is not a prescription for long-term growth.
Yeah, Willie, this is a generational impact on Russia. And yes, it's helped U.S. businesses.
Yes, it is, in one word, for President Trump, it's leverage. This is terrific leverage. You put a small amount of money in, and you get massive effect. This is a good deal for the United States.
So speaking of the
that is just an unbelievable piece of video in so many ways. First of all, this is a generational impact on Russia. It's a generational impact on Ukraine. This has destroyed the future of Ukraine. Right. Look how many men of childbearing age.
They wiped out a generation of men.
Well, men don't bear children, but you know what I mean. Men of prime reproductive age have been wiped out.
If anyone should know how that whole process works, it should be you, Keith.
Exactly. Yes, I'm an expert in that realm. And this has caused generational damage to Ukraine, and how unfeeling, how sociopathic you must be to say this is a good investment. It's good for U.S. businesses. Now, Chris Hedges wrote about this in America the Farewell Tour, about how the weapons manufacturing base is one of the last remaining manufacturing bases in the U.S., and people have talked like this. I mean, now they have been more open about how, this is a great deal for American workers because it's a great deal for American defense contractors. Now, he refers to $40 billion going out the door per year as being just the check to American defense contractors. But of course, he's not telling you the whole story, because obviously we have not only bolstered Ukraine by writing checks to our defense contractors, but we have provided, as of this graphic here, $57.4 billion in non-defense aid to Ukraine, including $1.7 billion in aid to pay Ukraine's healthcare workers, $3.9 billion in direct budget support, $15 million here for mental health and psychological support services. You might remember this piece. This got a lot of play when it came out. This is an old 60 Minutes report from last year. In Ukraine, U.S. tax dollars are funding more than just military aid, including this. The U.S. government is subsidizing small businesses in Ukraine, including Tatiana Abramova's knitwear company, to keep them afloat. So it's not even true.
Dollars at work, folks.
Right. So it's not even true. Like, if it were true, it would be sick enough that you're saying, well, this is a great deal for our workers because our defense contractors get rich, and so it's a good jobs program to destroy Ukraine and risk World War III. That's sick enough. It's not even true what he's saying. It's not even true. Not all of this money is being spent here in the U.S. at our weapons manufacturing factories. We are bleeding money to Ukraine. We are funding their government, essentially. We're paying for their society. So it's not even true on its own terms, and if it were, it would be psychotic.
Yeah, and remember, many of these same Republicans who are telling you which is most of them, who are telling you we got to keep sending money to Ukraine, are the same ones that'll get you all riled up about these privileged college grads getting forgiveness on their student loans, right? People get all angry. Yeah, I didn't go to college. Why should they get? It's all manipulation, man. It's all manipulation. They direct you to get angry about that. Why aren't they telling you, yeah, your money is going to support a knitwear store in Kyiv.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot more ridiculous. There's no possible benefit you're ever going to get out of that.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right. If you free up, that's the theory. If you free up all this money people are making on student loans, they're going to have money to put into the economy, which you might indirectly benefit from if the economy is better because of it. What on earth could this possibly do to benefit an American?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just incredible that they keep this going as long as they have. And, like my jaw dropped when I saw this. And this is obviously a recent piece of video because look at the Chiron. President Biden lifts restrictions on long-range missiles. You're still calling this a good deal for America after Trump wins in a landslide? You're still calling this a good deal? You still who is left to absorb this? I know they lost a lot of audience because they went to Mar-a-Lago, but this is, you talk about really scraping the bottom of the shit barrel with a segment like this. The people who are still saying, no, this is some of the best money we could ever spend. And by the way, we're not really spending it, because we're giving it to Raytheon, which is based here. Wow.
Yeah. This is why I look at Joe and Mika, and I got to be careful how I say this. I almost got in trouble on the Jimmy Dore show for how I said this. That is where I am most aligned with our communist friends, because they have a solution for these kinds of people that I can get behind. Not the Soviet solution. That's a little too extreme. But, you round up Joe and Mika, right? That's right at the beginning of the revolution. You round these people up and you make them do manual labor.
Yeah, they should work. They should work with their hands a little bit. Hey, they should work at a weapons factory. Why don't they go to? Why don't they go
work in a factory?
They'll go build missiles.
Look, come on. Whatever your economics, whatever your politics, doesn't that part of the communist program appeal to you? Like the idea, don't you feel like they have that part right? Like dragging Joe and Mika out of that studio and making them go do some manual labor in a factory for 10, 15 years until they get their mind right.
Hey, we can make it a sweet deal for them. They love these weapons so much, they can go build the weapons.